here we are at the action list page, and I'm just going to read from the top. It says add 5 songs to your ultimate song list, and then it says practice chord exercises 8 minutes per day, practice picking exercises 6 minutes per day, work on the memory challenge below, and fill in the quiz which is on the next page. And we're just going to go through the memory challenge. It says the following strategy will help you to remember the 8 sections from the revision page. Say the first 2 items on the list 10 times, next say the first 3 items 10 times, then the first 4 items 10 times, and so on. Apply this strategy to all 8 topics below. Below are some examples. So for example, the guitar parts, we've got tuning pegs, neck, frets, and body. Tip: point to each part as you say it when possible. So ideally you want to either point to your guitar or point to your revision page and say tuning pegs, neck, frets, body, tuning peg, neck, frets, body, tuning peg, frets, neck, frets, body, over and over like that. The idea is just to get very familiar with the guitar parts. So for instance, what I was just saying, step 1, say tuning pegs 10 times. Step 2, add in neck. So you'd start again with tuning pegs, then neck, tuning pegs, neck. Say that over 10 times. Then add frets, tuning peg, neck, frets, tuning peg, neck, frets, and say that 10 times. And then add in body as well. And it's lots of repetition, but if you're having trouble remembering these parts of the guitar, just go over and over them, and maybe you can get your mum or dad to test you to make sure you remember it. And the other examples are pretty much the same thing. So for fingers, touch finger to thumb and say the finger number 10 times each. 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Also reverse by saying 4, 3, then 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you can do that if you are having trouble remembering these finger numbers. So remember, there's your thumb and there's finger 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can simplify it by just wiggling a finger. Maybe your mum and dad can say wiggle first finger, or just say a number and you wiggle that finger on your fretting hand. You can do the same thing for string numbers. Point to the string as you say 6, 5, 10 times, and do the same with strings 6, 5, 4, then 6, 5, 4, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and you can do that for each example. So if you already know this stuff really easily, then it's not going to be as important to you. But if you're still having trouble remembering which string is which, then it's a good idea, and you can get your mum to say, if she says 6, then you'll play that 6th string there, the top string there. If she says 1, you play your first string there, or string 4, etc. So just repetition, getting used to all of these, so it's all down pat and you remember it. And you can remember holding the guitar with the letters of games, guitar centered, angle guitar at 45 degrees, minimal wrist bend, even shoulders, straight back. So you can always make sure you're holding the guitar properly, holding your wrist right, even shoulders, and straight back. And then with tab, remember you've got 6 lines in tab. Top line is string number 1, Okay, always remember string number 1 is up top, so it's like you're looking down at the guitar and the neck here. So string 1 is there, it's like the bottom string here. And the numbers indicate what fret to play there, like 2nd fret, open string, 3rd fret and 1st. Then we've got chords. Remember the 3 F's: flat thumb, fingertips press down on the strings, always use just the fingertips, and frets. Make sure your fingers are just behind the metal fret markers, and that'll give you the best tone. You won't have to press down quite as hard. So remember those F's too if you can: flat thumb, fingertips and frets. Then we've got the chord diagram here. First, remember the title is the chord name, the O is open strings, the X is strings that we don't play, and the number is the finger number. Okay, and go over that if you're having trouble remembering any of those. Particularly remember this circle here. If it says 1, it means use your 1st finger. If it says 2, use your 2nd. If it says 3, use your 3rd finger. And hopefully you remember which finger is which, especially you using your 1st finger there, the one closest to the thumb. And down the bottom, lastly, looking at how to hold the pick, and there's 6 P's to remember. Firstly, point your index finger and thumb up like a gun motion, then pull in index finger, pulling your fingers in there. Then you've got place pick on 1st joint there, pad of thumb covering 75% of pick, like that, with the point out. Position hand to brace, so you can see here this guy's pinky is just under the strings, just bracing, giving your hand a bit of support. And then you've got pick with tip at 90 degrees, small movements, so you're using just the tip of the pick facing into the guitar, and you're just using small movements to pick the string. You're keeping the pick close to the string as well when you're playing. So you should be spending around about 6 minutes on your picking skills each day as well. So that is the memory challenge, and lastly for the action list is to fill in the quiz, which is on the next page. So this goes over everything we've covered so far, and I suggest that you go through and either point to these on the computer or print this out. Ideally, if you can print this out and fill in the blanks, that is the best way to go. And test your knowledge and get your parents to mark it when you're done. So complete that quiz.